And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Benedese. Had a beautiful day. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is squab, and that also means elephant. Ça, ça, c'est ça, que c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça. Sol chi sa che nulla sa, ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco. Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyper Polyglotting avec Élise. Moi, c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça, c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux, surtout GeoGuessr en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique, de l'acquisition des langues. 10:159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Night. Night. Month. Yen. Yo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bangba, okay, Bangbas is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now. 10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon. Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi, 4 grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Facile. Sì, ecco, la gente... è la cosa che mi dice la gente, sempre che scoprisce che quante lingue parlo. Io sempre avevo l'impressione, diciamo, di che non era così, non era tan così, ma poi dopo di aver visto qualche poliglota in... Hello and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise, where we are going to play some GeoGuessr and talk some more about the best and worst of language learning resources that are available out there. I'm Elise, a translator, writer, and editor with 20 working languages, and this is where I share all that I know about learning languages, so that other people can try to do the same. And so let's get started. So I just get my windows where I need them. And I forgot to share the link over Twitter and stuff. So. And let's go. Ah. There we go. That is done. Okay, my immediate thought. That looks like there's a steering wheel on the right side. Feels Southeast Asian. Oh, we got a sign. That'll got a couple. Okay. That. One of many South Indian alphabets that I can't really tell apart because I haven't actually really learned any South Indian language. The only one that I can easily recognize is Tamil. And it's not Tamil, so we're not in Tamil Nadu. But other than that, I mean, looks quite tropical. Karnataka place? Don't think that's Sinhala, though it's entirely possible that it is. Sinhala is not one that I can immediately recognize either. And let me just take this moment to say happy Pride to everyone. Okay, we're getting onto more of a main road now. Get an actual road sign. Something. Solar panel, it will tell us nothing. I mean, other than that there are solar panels. That doesn't exactly rate as a distinguishing feature. Maybe a T. करो. मतलब क्या है? मुझे आती नहीं. ये ini ledger वत्ता बदुल्ला. ये था मिशे. ओके. हम श्रीलंका में हैं. ledger वत्ता बदुल्ला.
बदुल्ला मुझे आमिला बदुल्ला बताइए कि तमिल श्रीलंका की तमिल प्रोविंस में and I was wrong. Yeah, there's Bogota. But 180 kilometers, 4432. For a country where I can't even read the language, not bad. Okay, we got a sign right here. Oh, well. That's easy. Exit 8 on the 278 on the way to Hilton Head. Like, that's just giving it to me, really. South Carolina? There's the 278. Oh wait, no, that's exit 8 on the, I'm guessing that's exit 8 on the I-95 to get to 270. So, yeah, that would make more sense. Hey, Joe K, how you doing? Go, there's Hilton Head. There's 995. Oh, not bad, not bad. Okay, there we go. There's the 278. No, not there. Another, yeah. 4988. Not bad. Okay. Like left side driving in this black and white curbstone painting. Reminds me of Southern Africa. Also, we got left side driving. And what's it? Southwest Community Development Council. Oh no. Celebrating Singapore's 54th birthday. Okay, not South Africa. Not South Africa at all. Like, not even close to South Africa. Good thing I turned around. Black and white curbstone painting. Yeah, I mean, they were colonized by Britain, so English is one of various languages that's spoken there. Okay. Now we just have to figure out... Oh wait, Southwest Community Development Council. So we're in southwestern Singapore. It's easier to list the places Britain never colonized than to list all the ones that were. Like, even the way their yield signs are, yeah, they say give way, which is what they say in Britain and Australia and New Zealand, I think. Boon Lai Way. Okay, Boon Lai. Okay, Jin Boon Lai. Boon Lai Way, there we go. 요정아, 안녕. 잘 지냈습니까? 몰라요. 나 인문 Moonlight Way. 여기 4988. That's two 4988s in a row. I like to shoot for 5,000, but that's still not bad. Oh, cool. What are you crocheting? Okay. Empty yield sign. That generally indicates non-English speaking area. Feel like this might be France. Oh, neat. I learned the basics of how to knit a long time ago, but I never got really beyond sort of rectangular flat objects. Like, I can do a very basic scarf. Villa de Barasuain. Not France. Spain, it looks like. A ver qué tenemos acá. Cristo de Catalain, San Martín, de Urisuain, Iracheta. Iracheta suena como, no sé, suena medio euskera. Colchaga también. Barasuain, Garinoain. Y creo que nos encontramos en euskera. I think we are in the Basque country. Those place names sound very Basque to me. Yeah, Noain. Con Esteve, Elizondo, 7 Aurits. Catalain. Gacheta, Barasuain. I feel like we're probably not far from the French border. Andoy, Yabona, Karate, Eta. Not perhaps. Oh, that's helpful there. Welcome back, Joe K. Here we go. NA 8601. That is a new arrival to the chat. It's Hyojong. Chucha, weón, ¿dónde está NA? Sí. A. Ya estamos en A. NA 2000. Ya 108, 40, 11. Y ya pasamos, parece. Andoain. Paraso. Yaga. NA Navarra. Perfecto. Okay. That helps a bit. Lots of Basque place names there as well. Saeta, Pirots, Ecumberri, Echarri. Yeah, we're in Navarra, in the Basque part of it, someplace around the NA 8000 something or other. Yeah, near Solchaga, Leos, Baraswain, and Garinoain. But we still have a bit of a ways to go. Linzoain, Erendiain, Mekiritz, Epinal. Sparren. Itu. Nyain. Lots of Ain. Eki, Eparos. Utte. Burgi Burgi. Feel like we might be closer on the French, the side of Navarra closest to the French border, just judging from some of these place names. Hey, River Rune, how you doing? Irurita, Garzain, Tegi. Sono Helvete. Oh wait. NA8303. Deve. Hei, mikä? Mitä kuuluu? Tervetuloa takaisin. Niin on, niin on. GeoGuessr:lle ruotsena. Science. On tärkeä. For a small place, there's a lot of it. We are soon. Okay, I'm just gonna have a wild one. $48.07, not too far. South of Pamplona. Okay. And now here we are, 5 of 5. Feels very Bavarian so far. Houses look like Bavaria. That architecture. Oh, wait a second. There was a street sign. Looked. Frühlingstraße. Okay, definitely a German speaking place. And a Bavarian flag. Yeah, that sounds about right, but the beer is better. Pretzels are better as well. Landsberg am Lech. Rütenfest. Landsberg am Lech. I feel like I know that. That is familiar to me. Okay, let's just get inside. Landsberg am Lech. There we go. I knew that was familiar. Hindenburgring, Lech, Münchner Straße, Frühlingstraße. Rudolf Dieselstraße, Ulmen. Almstettenstraße, Echfeld, Justus von Liebig, Marie Curie, Graf Zeppelin, Friedrich Benz. Lots of Inventors. Am Fuß, keine Ahnung. Das. Viator. Let's see. Another street name. I mean, that was just, I think. Intersection with Rat. Start out. Oh, cool. Enjoy. We will shop vicariously through you. The US beat Pakistan at cricket last night. Amazingly. I had no idea that they were actually playing, but now I'm kind of wishing I had actually... Yeah, cricket. Yeah, T20 cricket. I mean, the odds on that, anyone who bet on the US probably cleaned up. Because the US, I mean, Pakistan is actually a good side. They're an inconsistent side, but they're definitely like in a different league to the US. That's like sorry. I mean, that is just an unbelievable result. I love cricket. It's actually not that hard to understand. I mean, there are some complicated things that you have to get used to. Saarburgstraße, Ulrichstraße, Frühlingstraße. Die beiden so. Englischen Garten. Hofgraben. Weserstraße. Strandgang. Pechstraße. Oka di Papa Weg. Am Kornfeld. Eulenweg. Darnstraße. Bergstraße. Let's see if we can find some more landmarks. Key to understanding cricket is the way it works. You don't just, in baseball you have a batter goes out and either they hit the ball or they don't. And if they hit the ball, they have to run. In cricket, the same batters can be out all day if they don't get out. It's harder to get out than in baseball. Much more complicated, and it's much more of sort of a long-term strategy. So the scores are way higher. Altenberger Ritterturnier. Jousting contest. Very... Oh wait, there's a district name. Rittriching? aufhören. Okay. Athletic Society. Galgenweg. What? I once got backed into a huge pile of shite by a horse in Wales. Josef-Klo-Straße. Richthofenstraße, named after the Red Baron. See if we can get another landmark here. Okay, we got a roundabout. That doesn't say a whole lot. Rathaus, Apotheke, Turnhalle. Okay. So if we're going northwest, so southeast. So we are northwest of... Oh no, yeah, feel free. I curse plenty on this stream. The Turm. Hexenturm. Oscar. Okay. Where the hell is... Okay. Where is the city hall? I perhaps naively assumed it would be in the city center. Bangkok am Lech. Landratsamt. Bahnhof. Feiertour. Isenbob. Finnish ones. Well, frick is just English. But Tampergele is a very popular Finnish one. Wildschweine. Got wild boars. Neat. Yeah. Oh, we weren't in Landsberg at all, no wonder. We were just near Landsberg. That explains why there wasn't a neighborhood in Landsberg called Riedriching. 24,158. Not bad. Well, another thing to know about Finland is that their most famous local vodka is not called Korvenpaska, and it is not widely believed to be made out of moomins. Okay. It's in fact called Koskenkorva, and it is widely known to be made out of moon. It's also quite tasty. Okay, we're in a left side driving place. Facilities under CCTV surveillance. Banwar Singh Shahbazpur, Ghaziabad. Okay, we're in India. Let's see what we've got. Rogi Mile Akim Shkar. Okay. Cute little fantasy critters invented in Finland. They have big heads. Doni. Okay. Where we are, they write in Devanagari. So it is the part of India where I can actually understand the writing system. Near Delhi. Okay, weg von Landsberg am Lech. Yeah, but I mean, the camera quality is trash in large parts of the U.S. and it's all variable. It's all extremely variable. But we are near Delhi, not Antarctica. $49.29. Good start. Oh, Looney! It said that on one of the signs, but I didn't know it was a place name. Paskamera. Paskavalo kuva kone. Okay, this feels Latin American. Feels... Yeah, we're in South America. Vende-se esta propriedade. Brazil. We are in Brazil. There's rather a lot of Brazil, though. That makes Brazil one of the hardest places to get right. I can't tell one palm tree from another. So I will take your word on that. Funcionamiento. Yeah. Very German style architecture, too. Yeah, more German style architecture. I wouldn't be surprised if this was in a place with a German place name, of which there are quite a few in Brazil. Campos, Jordão, Azul. Obra, governo do estado. Oh, yeah. Yeah, with the help of the CIA and having gotten there, they ended up doing basically the same shit that they had been doing in Europe during the war. All over the place. Naturally, the word for this the state here, the name of the state is right there, and it's come off. It's like they knew that this was going to feature in GeoGuessr, and they wanted to make it sure it wasn't easy for us. Oh, elefante. Oh, tu florestal. They did. Raclette, fondue, campos do Jordão. There's a fondue festival. Campos de Jordão. Pelotas. There's a town in the far south of Brazil whose name is Balls. Novo Hamburgo, Nova Petrópolis, município. Anti. Well, being Brazil, I think that is a very safe bet. Campos Jordão. I feel like it's probably not far from the state capital. Feels like a major city. usually tell just from the quality of the infrastructure. Okay. Bernesia. Well, there's got to be something else that says the name of the state. Sapeva. What the hell just happened? Did I just go through a quantum singularity? No, I did not see that. Eto Suisse. Got lots of Swiss shit here. What's the deal with all the Swiss stuff? It's all very posh. Something like that. Rosario do Sul. I mean, we know the town name, but the trouble with Brazil is that it's huge. Yeah, I mean, everything is very upscale. Like, I mean, this is clearly an area where people with money live. Oh, well, the money in Latin America tends to be very much bound up in land. Like, the people who, I mean, it is very much you have just these family dynasties that managed to get their hands on huge amounts of land several hundred years ago, and they dominate everything in the respective country ever since. hoping that there will be a sign for some nearby city. Because I think this is probably not a very big place. Vernis, Campos de Jordão, onde raio fica Campos de Jordão? Okay, we've left the really upscale bit, and now we're only in the moderately upscale bit. Means star. Jesus, this is like posh as hell. You don't see that a lot in Latin America. It's always very, very concentrated in very specific areas. Tend to be same areas. Oh, the rich, I mean, I had to say, the rich areas in South America that I've been to are like just unbelievably so. Like, you can just tell all the money is concentrated in like a square kilometer. Like in Santiago, for example, the only place you see, there's like one place, one part of town where like all the money is, and it also just happens to be the only part of the town with deciduous trees. Like, the only place where leaves fall in the autumn and shit. Yeah, everything is very touristy here. Everything seems to have a reference to tourism in it. Capivari. We may be nearing a solution here. Chiru. Oh, Martinho. Chiqueria brava. Sang. Okay. I'm just gonna have a wild punt or we'll be here forever. Oh hell. That is the danger of Brazil. No, not even the right state. All the way 1,000 kilometers away. Okay. This feels very German. Or possibly French, actually. Serrurerie Valdoyenne. Yeah, we're in France. Feels like we are probably in the bit of France that is closest to Germany. Tôlerie, chaudronnerie, métallerie, porte-portail, motorisation, clôture, barrière, escalier, passerelle, rampe, garde-corps. Ouais, on est en France. Yeah, just a general metalworking place that makes locks amongst other things. Un Valdois D23. Éloi, Valdois, D23. Et on And now, people who have seen me go through France will know there's no rhyme or reason that I can figure out or that anyone, I've looked it up, anyone can seem to figure out to the route numbering system. Looking for D23. And the towns of Valdois and Éloi. Neither of which I've ever heard of. I have a feeling just from the architecture that we are someplace not far from Germany. D39. Thing. Folder. Folder. Ah, mais 23. 23. Barnac. Okay, we are already. I have a beautiful old edition of Qu'est-ce que la propriété in Yiddish. Like 100 years old. Was ist Eigentum? Et How was it? Il? Well, we will continue on this road and just see if we get some more pointer. Like some other cities that are nearby. Very helpful. Pretty area. Et près de Valdois 3. Cool. Io servi. The army's out. Heureuse Moltoise. An army base? Doesn't look like it. I did not, but it doesn't exactly surprise me. Mairie? Alright. Okay, I'm just gonna have a punt. That sounds disgusting. Wait, okay. Wrong continent. Holy shit! I was that close. That was just a wild guess right there, based on really nothing but the houses looking Bavarian. And I was only 11 kilometers off. Okay, this looks North American. This looks very North American. Appleton and Atlantic. That was just the luckiest guess ever. I mean, slightly educated guess, but not very. I had looked with no success. Atlantic, Superior. We're in a town, we're in a place where the street names are themed on bodies of water, clearly. Speed limit sign will clear up whether this is the US or Canada. Enough? Yeah, we're in the US. So the US, the signs say speed limit. In Canada, they say maximum, because it's the same in French and English both. Okay. So we got bins out. Sometimes those will tell you a whole lot. If they're council bins, anyway. These are not informative bins. Okay, we've got a bigger street here. We're gonna get on it. Right now, we're just trying to get an idea what bloody state we're in. Garfield and Packard. Yeah, US Postal Service, too. Yeah, that's my feeling too. Richmond Terrace. Doesn't have to mean anything, fortunately. I mean, I get the feeling there is probably water nearby. A lake, an ocean. Yeah, definitely the US, like all the flags. River of Ink Tattoo. Imo, Michoacán. Have an amazing butterfly sanctuary. I've not been, but I've seen pictures and it looks incredible. Lawrence University. Menasha, downtown. Appleton area. Okay, that feels like maybe Wisconsin. I know there's an Appleton in Wisconsin because I knew people who live there. They don't live there anymore, but Menasha, a place near there? I mean, it wouldn't feel out of place. Yeah, Menasha, there we go. So... Golgona. Almost is the Finnish word for far. Badger Avenue. There's Richmond Street. Ballard, Northland. Little Chute High School. How did it get that name? Bartlow Planetarium. Wisconsin Institute of Urology. Carpenter Street, Superior Street. Packard Street. Maddie's Place. Relatively, yeah, for Wisconsin. There's Lawrence. Packard Street, there we go. We're headed south. Uh, go back here. Atlantic and Appleton. There's Atlantic. Rankin, Sampson, Tonka. Oh, I'm sure they can. I'm sure it's amazing. Turkey Street, like the hot sauce. There we go, Atlantic and Appleton. Oh no, God, nothing to apologize for. We stand bad jokes here. I make bad puns all the time. Really. Absolutely nothing to apologize for. I very much appreciated it. Okay. Okay, so we're northwest of City Park. South of Winnebago Street. Hancock. Atlantic. Superior, which we passed. Appleton. Atlantic and Appleton. There we go. I mean, seriously, hang out here regularly and you will hear me make worse jokes than that. But first, I am going to go and just have a little bit of a bio break. Back in just a mo. Nice to see so many people in chat. Sometimes this is pretty dead. But I will be back in just a moment. Hi, and welcome to Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. I am Elise, translator, editor, and writer with 20 working languages, and this is where we talk about languages and language learning and all sorts of other stuff, and we play games. Perfect. Okay, 3 of 4.
El hospital.
還元一級の先というのは、本当に誰も知らない字ばっかりでしょうね。私は。Okay, we've leveled up and it is time to pick another language. Mod för att tröttare än vanligt. Maten är färdig. And let's see what we're doing when we get back. Greek. We're doing Greek when we get back. Ben neredeyse her gün okula giderim. Fun fact. Turkish. Hello, Shakespeare. How you doing? Fun fact, in Spanish, the word for bishop in chess is alfil. And that actually comes from Arabic. Fil. The same word fil as this. Meaning elephant, because the bishop traditionally was to represent elephant units somehow. Similarly, in Russian, the word for bishop is skor, and that also means elephant. C'est ça, que c'est ça, non ça, c'est ça. Sol chi sa che nulla sa, ne sa più di chi ne sa. Ecco. Bonjour et bienvenue à Hyperpolyglotting avec Élise. Moi, c'est Élise, traductrice, éditrice et écrivain avec 20 ans de travail. Et ça, c'est la transmission en direct ou en jeu des jeux, surtout GeoGuessr en dernier temps. Et parle des langues, de la linguistique, de l'acquisition des langues. 10-159. Haven't made a huge dent in it, but we're getting there. Okay, gonna do some Chinese now. Nej. Come on. Igen. Jo. 5. Ducks are drinking wine. Bambas. Bamba, okay, Bambas is duck. Okay, I have now leveled up. Let's see what the XP situation is now.
10,340 out of 12,500. And as always, viewers can choose my next language for me just with a follow and a $5 to my Patreon.
Sotto le frasche del capanno 4 gatti grossi stanno. Sotto 4 grossi sassi, 4 grossi e grassi gatti. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Un généreux déjeuner régénéré des généraux dégénérés. Facile. Sì, ecco, la gente... è la cosa che mi dice la gente, sempre che scoprisce che quante lingue parlo, io sempre avevo l'impressione, diciamo, di che non era così, non era tan così, ma poi, dopo di aver visto qualche poliglota in YouTube, una delle cose che avevo scoperte era giustamente che la metodologia usata da quella gente poliglota che non avevo mai conosciuta prima, era più o meno la stessa metodologia che usavo io.
I buy a computer or quack, and here's another example. I like to point these out. For this word for or, quack sounds vaguely like hogun and the hok in hogun in Korean or waku in Japanese, and that means it is the exact same kind of character.
Okay, let me see.
Un chasseur, ça son chassé, ses chassés sont son chien de chasse.
Der dicke Dach.
Okay, der dicke Dachdecker deckt dir dein Dach, drum dank dem dicken Dachdecker, dass der dicke Dachdecker dir dein Dach deckt. Hola y bienvenidos al directo de Hyperpolyglotting with Elise. Yo soy Elisa, traductora, escritora y editora y comunicadora social con más de 20 idiomas de trabajo. Y aquí vamos a estar jugando videojuegos, sobre todo GeoGuessr, y hablando de idioma, la mejor forma de aprenderlo y caleta más.
And I'm back. Oh, hey, Yo Jong, yes, feel free to DM me about something language learning related. On the Discord, I assume. And we got one more round to go, and I was actually going to look after this at that channel you had mentioned to me in that YouTube comment. Okay. So this is a great one for you to show up for. First, see if we can work out where this is. This looks a little bit, this feels a bit, this could be South America, this could be a few places. Bits of Peru that look a bit like this. See you later, Joe. Glad you stopped by. Like, these walls feel a bit Peruvian. Yeah. Get out of focus. Hard to say what there's graffiti there. But not legible. Oh, hold on, there was a cop car. Policía. EQ 911. Okay, I believe that puts us in Ecuador. I woke up at 13:12, like last week one day. Wait, is that all we're getting here? Just this short, fairly nondescript stretch of road? There's nothing more? Is there a turnoff I'm missing? Gotta be kidding me. Okay. Well, someplace in Ecuador. Gonna say someplace near Quito. Could be anywhere. It was, in fact, anywhere else. Machala, Parque Soy la Ugarte. Okay. 21,208. Not my best showing, but there was that Brazil in there, and Brazil is not easy. Brazil is huge. Hmm. Okay. So this is a channel called Heung and they do Korean comprehensible input. And I like to look, as I've mentioned many times, at all sorts of different language learning type resources on the internet, especially on YouTube, to see what they're all about. So here we go. I had demo group classes, and here are some clips. Let's see how those work. This is Taeungsem, Korean comprehensible input.
아,
네,
저,
이 대화를 통해서 제가 이제
네.
다른 사람에게도 한국말로 편하게 말할 수 있어요.
아,
그래서,
그래요?
네네.
음.
And let's
그래서
see.
제가
So
이 수업을
Taeung
엄청 좋아해요.
is in the top right, apparently.
그래요? 근데, 아니, 원래 할 수 있었잖아요.
아, 아니에요. 너무 긴장해서 말하지 못했어요.
Okay, so this looks like it must be a more of an intermediate class here.
아, 그렇구나. 아니,
네,
근데, 한국에 와서, 친구랑 이야기하고 그랬잖아요.
네, 영어로
아,
말했어요. 네.
그래요?
Yeah, like, so this is just like conversation, I guess. Let's Okay, well, this is a few clips, so let's see. 파티를 일주일에 세번 한다고요. This is testimonials. Great mafia plan. Interesting headings to this. Romantic story of lifetime. Martin talks about one-on-one and group session. Kind of curious what great mafia plan is. Yeah.
보드게임이 좋다.
그 이름을 알 수 없어요. 그 빵에 사람이 죽고
에?
죽었어요. 그런 게임?
마피아 게임.
mafia game.
한국 사람들이 마피아 게임이라고 하는데.
Uh, okay, so there's this is about some sort of mafia game. Very usefully illustrated with. In Japan, you would do this. Because the Yakuza have this thing where, like, cutting off people's pinkies is a thing.
보드게임은 아니고, 여러 사람들이 모여서 그냥 이야기로 하는 게임이에요. MC가 있고, MC가 이제 밤이 되었습니다. 모두 눈을 가려주세요. 이렇게 하고,
음.
그 막 바닥 두고두고 치고 그
Okay. So
마피아는
this is clearly, I mean, everybody's already got like at least conversational Korean. Let's see. Okay, complete beginner Korean. Let's see how he does that. Because that is the hard thing. I will say. I mean, with comprehensible input, it becomes easier to find and present material the more advanced your learners are. I think that's probably true in general with language learning, because if somebody already has a pretty good vocabulary, if they already have pretty good listening and stuff like that, then at a certain point kind of anything is comprehensible input. At a certain point, pretty much anything you watch is going to be at least within range of total comprehension. With beginners, you're talking about people who maybe have zero vocabulary, who have, next to no understanding of how the language works. And then it becomes really, really complicated. I mean, to me, like, the mark of good teaching, good resources that are, input based and everything like that is how you do with the total beginners. How's that going to work? So, this is A0, A0. We're going to see what that's like.
보세요. 들으세요.
Okay. Good. Using the gestures. 보세요 for looking. 들으세요. So yeah, very very well done there.
그리고 이해하세요. 보고 듣고 이해하세요. 알겠죠?
Yeah.
오랜만에 슈퍼 비기너 컴플릿 비기너 코리안 할 거예요. 슈퍼마켓에서 할 거예요.
Supermarket Simulator. There's a supermarket simulator prologue. There is the backstory of the supermarket simulator. There is a prequel.
여기가 어디예요?
Where is this?
여기는 슈퍼마켓이에요. 제 슈퍼마켓이에요. 프롤로그.
아무것도 없는 슈퍼잖아요.
터로.
Oh, so this is a simulator where you run. Okay, nice use of nice use of something of choice of a game for a total beginner, because this sounds like something that is going to give you like all sorts of just everyday items, and it gives you a visual and stuff. I mean, this is this is well done. I have to say, I'm liking this. This is
시리얼을 사요.
시리얼을. Yeah. 시리얼.
시리얼을 두 상자 사요. 두 상자 샀어요.
Yeah. And he's repeating it. He's given like the present tense 사요, the past tense 샀어요. Yeah, I mean this is good. This is good stuff.
저기 상자가 왔어요. 시리얼 상자예요. 시리얼 상자를 열었어요. 시리얼 상자에 시리얼이
Yeah, and he's just narrating every single bit of it. Like, so there's this box that arrived, and he opened it, and there's cereal.
몇 개 들어있어요?
How many bits of cereal? How many boxes of cereal are in there?
12개 들어있어요.
12 of them.
상자를 버려요. 상자를 하나 더 열어요. 그리고
Yeah, I mean, and this repetition, that's good. Like, how far, just out of curiosity, Hyojong, how far are you along in Korean? Like, are you following this, or do you? I mean, are you beyond like the? Is this your level, or is this are you way beyond this?
시리얼을 꺼내요. 상자를 버려요.
Yeah, I mean, really well done with the repetition there. So if you didn't, because I mean, a big part of this language acquisition is about patterns. You hear the same thing in relation to the same thing, and so now you've heard 버려요, 상자를 버려요, twice in connection to going over to the bin and binning the box. So, you know, that's already helping to create those sorts of, that's already creating those sorts of associations. Especially because you've heard 상자 repeatedly. You know, 상자가 왔습니다. 상자를 열어요. You know, stuff like that. 열어요. Stuff like that. And you get that sort of association. I mean, I'd say this is good. This is really good.
불을 켤까요? 네, 불을 켰어요. 이 시리얼 얼마예요?
How much is this cereal?
얼마지? 마켓 프라이스 6.38달러예요. 저는 6달러에 팔아요. 이 시리얼은 얼마예요?
So, yeah. Okay, let's. Now I'm kind of curious. The horror games. Oh, Portal. That would be a really good comprehensible input game. You know, puzzle game, not very fast paced. You can go over stuff over and over again. That's a great idea. Let's see. Well, let's see what Portal 2 is like.
보세요.
I've only seen Portal
들으세요.
1, and I've only
그리고
barely played that.
이해하세요. 보고
Okay, this is already very surreal.
듣고 이해하세요. 알겠죠? 수요일에 돌아온 포탈 2입니다. 지난 시간에 제가
Okay, let's see. Do we have? Ah, nice. So there are Korean subtitles to follow on. Yeah, okay, looks accurate. 지난 시간에 제가, yeah, I mean, so far this is looking quite good. I don't know if is that machine generated or is that that's auto generated. Well, it's good. It's good that it's there because I mean there are people who will tell you that reading somehow impedes. I mean that this is kind of conventional wisdom in a lot of places. That, you know, reading somehow gets in the way of a native-like accent or something like that. There's no actual real evidence to back that up. And in fact, hearing and reading at the same time can really help both your listening and your reading. Because one of the things you've got to get used to is associating the sounds with the letters or ideograms or whatever. And so seeing, you know, hearing 지난 시간에 and looking at 지난 시간에, that, which means last time, that, I mean, that actually is really helpful.
연구소에서 나왔어요. 글라도스한테서 도망쳤어요.
Ran away.
여기는 이제 연구소가 아니에요.
This is no longer the lab.
연구소 밖에 나왔어요.
멀리서 들리는 시끄러운 소리.
땅이 흔들렸어요.
Oh, that's really handy too. He's got apparently there's a Korean translated version of Portal 2, and so he's got the subtitles on there.
어디로 갈까요?
Where shall we go?
일단 여기 하얀 벽이 있죠? 그래서 포탈을 열 수 있어요. 또 어디에 포탈을 열어야 할까요? 어? 저기 여기 여기
Yeah, this reminds me of one of my favorite isiZulu learning related YouTube creators, Zamani Zulu, who does this for isiZulu, which is a language that's on sort of my list of languages I'm working on and off. But yeah, I'm
이
liking the
틈이
style here.
있어요. 틈. 이 틈 사이로 벽이 보여요. 저기 안으로 들어갈 수 있어요. 연구소. laboratory. 연구소. 자, 들어왔습니다. 틈이에요. 틈.
Yeah.
여기
And
틈이
he's
있어요.
being
틈.
very literal here too. I mean, he's just describing what you're seeing and what he's doing, which I think is really good. I think for beginners.
이번엔 또 레버를 당겨요?
레버 당기.
이 레버. 오. 문이 열렸어요.
제군들 에포초 사이언스의 원골 환영하네. 우주 비행사 경쟁용 올림픽 선수들 자네들이 여기에 온 건 우리가 최고를 원하고 자네들이 바로 최고이기 때문일세. 자, 그럼 과학을 좀 배워볼 준비가 됐나?
케이브 존슨이라는 사람이 말을 하네요. 좁은 공간.
Yeah, I mean, and this is useful that it's like subtitled in Korean and stuff. I mean, because that also helps because one of the really challenging things about sort of beginner level comprehensible input is you want to be able to get concepts across that the person doesn't necessarily have in the target language without stepping outside the target language. The more you can stay in it, the more you can sort of keep that going, the more the easier it is. You have to have that mind space going.
Organization of your choice. Isn't that right, Carolyn?
Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson.
She's the backbone of this facility. Pretty as a postcard, too. Sorry, fellas. She's married. To science.
볼까요?
Okay, yeah, this is good stuff. What else have we got? I'm gonna just look at a few more of these. And listening with games. Turnip Boy. 소년의 탈세 모험.
보세요.
Okay, this is
들으세요.
just
그리고
gonna have a look at the
이해하세요.
intermediate stuff.
보고 듣고 그리고 이해하세요. 알겠죠?
보고 듣고 이해하세요. 이해. 남조선에서 이해하는데 다른 조선말을 사용하는 다른 곳들에서 이해하는 건데 But okay, so he says, he starts out every one of these apparently look, listen, understand. I mean, yeah, I like this guy's style.
이번 시간에도 톨립보이 순무소년의
Oh, Casey Explosion plays this game sometimes. Have you seen Crash Landing on You, River By the way, incidentally, speaking of Korean films, I mean, there's lots of South Korean stuff on Netflix, but there's huge amounts of Northern movies on YouTube, some of which are actually quite good. I mean, some of them aren't necessarily, but some of them are actually really good. You have, I mean, and some of them even have English subs, but most of them don't.
탈세 모험 할 거예요.
Tax evasion.
지난 시간에 양파 시장이 제 집을 빼앗아 갔어요. 빼앗았어요. 어떻게 하면 집을 다시 되찾을 수 있을까요? 레몬 할아버지한테 말을 걸어볼까요? 어서
Oh, I mean, that's handy too. It's all, I mean, this is another game that actually has the Korean in it. 어서 오거라. 이제 진실을 털어놓을 때가 된 것 같구나.
오거라.
I mean,
이제
this looks an awful lot like Stardew Valley. It is, I would have to say, one of the best South Korean TV series of the past several years. 사랑의 불시작. It is about this woman who is the CEO. Yeah, it's a romance. This woman from Seoul who is the CEO of this company, like fashion company, makes activewear and other shit. But she's into extreme sports, and so to get away from all the family bullshit she's dealing with, because it is a South Korean drama about rich people, there's going to be family bullshit that is required for the genre. She decides to go paragliding, and there's a freak storm, and it drops her in the northern half of the DMZ, where she is found by a North Korean officer, and they eventually sort of fall in love, and it's really well done. They actually did really good job for the most part with like the northern type of Korean, which is actually really quite different in many ways to Southern Korean. The Korean that I actually first learned, I learned a lot of like pronunciation from actually watching North Korean television, so I have actually something of a northern accent when I speak it. And they did a really good job with that, actually. And it's really, really well done. It is absolutely like, it's funny. It's occasionally just utterly heart-wrenching. Just, it's lovely. I've watched it like 3 times. And it's on, that, last I checked, that was on Netflix.
진실을 털어놓을 때가 된 것 같구나.
Oh, that's good. And he's reading this out loud, too, which is good, because again, I mean, especially Korean, one of the things about Korean is the writing system is phonetic until it's not. It is what linguists call a morphophonemic system, because it occasionally will prioritize morphology over actual like phonetic pronunciation in the writing system. And so hearing it pronounced as you look at it being written down really does help sort of calibrate your ear to the language and calibrate your eyes as well to the writing system.
진실이라뇨? 무슨 진실이요? 네 아버지 돈 순무치노 돈 순무치노? 알파치노 이런 건가요? 뭐 아무튼 양파 시장 그리고 나는 한때 같은 범죄 조직을 운영하고 있었다.
같은 범죄 조직. 범죄 조직.
셋 모두 범죄자였어. 깽단이었나봐요. 깽단. 너희 아버지는 보스. 제 아버지가 보스였어요. 나는 행동대장. 레몬 할아버지는 행동대장. 양파시장은 법률 고문이었어요.
마피아 게임이네 이러네. 법률 고문, consigliere.
법적으로 문제가 없게 하는 사람이었나봐요. 우리 공동체는 혼돈스럽고 규칙도 없는 데다 사고를 쳐도 아무도 책임지지 않았단다. 권력을 쥐기에는 완벽한 시기였지만.
Yeah, this is quite good. I mean, I particularly like, you know, the way he's reading this out loud. That is, I think, excellent, and he reads it in a very clear voice as well. Yeah, I mean, this is good stuff. This is a good channel. This has the, you know, hyperpolyglotting with at least seal of approval, which is, of course, very valuable because hardly anyone's heard of this channel. But it is valuable in the sense that I do actually know about this shit. Though I have to say I'm not necessarily a great teacher. I've never really had the experience of being taught a language. That's not really ever how I have learned a language. So, but I'm very good. One thing, and this is a thing that I'm available for like one-on-one consultations. This is a service I actually do charge for. But helping somebody put together like a personalized collection of resources for their interests, their level in their target language, and stuff like that, and just sort of consulting and coaching. That is a thing that I do. I, you know, like do like an hour session for like $50. That is something I'm good at. I mean, especially, I mean, when it comes, if it's a language I know and therefore I can actually come up with good search terms to find the material, or I just happen to already know good material in the language that fits, you know, a particular person's level and their interests, because one absolutely key thing with comprehensible input is you want it to be interesting. The more interesting it is, the more it's like something so riveting that you can forget it's in another language, the more your brain is going to be able to do that implicit learning stuff. Orlando Pimentel. Welcome, welcome. I don't think I've seen you here before. Pimentel. ¿Es francés o español tu apellido? Parece que podría ser las dos cosas. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, do Brasil! Do Brasil! Bem-vindo, bem-vindo. We were just in Brazil with GeoGuessr. Let me just drop the Discord link into chat. Where we can keep in touch. But yeah, I mean, the way that they teach in schools in so many places, I mean, I think the Anglosphere is worst. But I mean, other places aren't great with it. Well, welcome. I'm glad you could make it to the stream. They do, I mean, these methods have really nothing to do with how anyone actually learns the language. It's why people can do like 4 years of Spanish or whatever, and then they still can't go to like a Mexican restaurant and order food or something like that. Now, I mean, of course, it is hard to do sort of a, you know, mass-produced version of like comprehensible input, because individual interests and stuff like that matter for that. It's more complicated. I mean, I've seen people do it well. Zamani Zulu for Easy Zulu has some videos up of the way that he teaches. with the way he teaches like actual large in-person classes and stuff. And I'd say he does a really good job. It's what's called TPRS, teaching proficiency through reading and storytelling. And so he will like start out a story in isiZulu, and behind him he's got all sorts of like common phrases that you might need in English and isiZulu. So people, if they can't think of how to say, how do you say this in isiZulu? There's a thing up there that they can just read, and it says that, so they can stay in the language even when I can't remember the word. Yeah, exactly. This is TPRS, what you're describing there, because a TPRS class will be like, they start out and they start out telling a story, like, you're going down somebody's going down the street in, I don't know, Cape Town or something like that. It's just some random place, and then it's like, okay, so and then you like give it to the class and say like, hey, so what happens next? What's going on this street? What's happening? And people can just sort of make the story up in the target language as they go along. And of course, the more advanced they get, the better that can be. Oh, that sucks. That is very unfortunate. Okay, so thank you for introducing me to Teung Sem. I thought that was excellent. My French tends to be on the Canadian side as well, actually. Just because the main French-speaking place I've really spent time in is Montreal. Yeah, great channel. I love to be able to have these sorts of things to recommend. Let's see, what else can we look at? Or we can just play. I mean, we've got about a little under a half an hour. We could look at some more videos. Or, I mean, we do another round of GeoGuessr. I can go either way. What do you think, chat? I mean, there are cooking channels that I like to use as Korean comprehensible input. Because I love cooking, and how-to videos in general, if they're done well, work really, really well with work really well as CI, because they're showing you what they're doing as they're doing it. So, yeah. I mean, a lot of the time, a lot of comprehensible input won't have that in the name because it's just stuff in Korean. Like here's another little hack. If you're on Netflix, the kids shows have huge numbers of options for dubbing. Like, you can watch Babysitter's Club dubbed in like 20 languages. You can watch it in Korean, you can watch it in Arabic, you can watch it in like bloody, I think Hebrew's an option, Romanian's an option, I think, Russian's an option, many more than in most, like adult programming. There are, even countries that don't really dub at all, dub for kids shows, because it's just the only way to really make it work. And so that is actually a really good source of, actually, because Babysitter's Club is also just wholesome as shit. It's a nice show to watch. And you can get it, and I used it to work on my Finnish listening, because I've got Finnish. A language that basically never does dubbing. So, more GeoGuessr or more videos? What's everyone think, chat? Here, let me show you another recommendation I have for Korean comprehensible input. And this is something you're not going to find. It doesn't say comprehensible input, because it is just authentic Korean viewing for Koreans. But for people who've already got at least some basic level in Korean, it will work. Let me see. Okay, here we go.
우리 가정주부들이 식생활을 어떻게 조직할 것인가?
중앙방송위원회 기자 방일심.
그 식생활의 단조로움을 없애고 보다 문화적이면서도 용량학적으로 가정의 식탁을 다양하게 꾸미기 위해서는
This is for a chicken noodle recipe. 닭고기 우동.
한 가지 음식 재료를 가지고 여러 가지 요리를 만드는 것이 아주 효과적이라고 볼 수 있습니다. 그런 음식감들 가운데는 밀가루도 있습니다. 집에서 밀가루를 가지고 어떤 음식들
Here, I'm gonna drop this link here. I mean, no, not at current time. I'm also going to drop the search term for you to pull up more of these, because there's lots of this. It means common sense about cooking. 요리 상식. Hello, Matrix. How you doing?
를 만들어 먹고 납니까? 우리 집에서는 밀가루를 가지고 여러 가지 음식을 많이 만들어 먹습니다. 특히 칼제비, 짜장, 우동, 튀기라든가 지짐, 찐빵, 남새빵 여러 가지를 해 먹습니다.
예, 어떻습니까? 식구들이 좋아합니까?
예, 아이로부터 우리 세대주까지 다 좋아합니다. 소화흡수도 좋고 영양가도 좋고.
Okay, this is let me see. I'm going to skip ahead to the part where they're actually showing the cooking. Because that is where for intermediate listeners who want to get used to how Northern Korean sounds, that first part will be good. But for more beginner type people who, you're gonna want more visual cues for things. So here we go.
이 우동으로는 들어가는 재료에 따라서 닭고기 우동, 소고기 맨 우동을 비롯한 고기 우동과 새우튀기 우동이라든가 조개 우동을 비롯한 해산물 우동, 또 여러 가지 남새를 넣어서 만든 남새.
I don't understand. Name a car for an edit. What do you mean? I actually don't understand the question.
우동 등 여러 가지 우동을 만들 수 있습니다.
그 정말 이름만 들어도 참 맛있을 것 같은데.
예.
그럼 우리 그 가운데서 오늘은 닭고기 우동을 만들어 보는 것이 어떻습니까?
예, 좋습니다.
닭고기 우동.
이 우동 한 봉지일 때 닭고기는
이는 닭고기입니다. How do you edit a car? What, you take bits off of it? Or add bits to it? Are we talking modifying cars?
500g 정도 준비하면 됩니다. 닭고기는 이제 찬물에 1시간 동안
국물 만들기. 이 물은 국물입니다. 왜냐면 닭고기의 맛은 이 물에 들어가 있습니다. 국물. I would say Cybertruck, but that's not so much a car as just bad performance art.
동안 삶아야 됩니다.
닭고기를 찬물에 넣고 1시간 정도 끓인다. 1시간. 1 hour.
네, 그 닭고기 우동이라고 할 때는 그 산뜻한 맛을 먹는 게 기본이 아닙니까?
예, 그렇기 때문에 찬물에 넣어서
네.
They've really changed these in recent years as well. It used to be all they would do. I mean, if you look at the older ones, and sometimes they still do this, all you'll see is like the worktop and a hand that is putting the food in and, you know, cutting it up or whatever needs to be done as it's narrated. But in the past few years, they've started doing this thing where they bring like a chef on and a presenter sort of interviews them and chats with them while they're doing it.
1시간 정도 푹 끓여야 닭고기 국물이 그 고유한 맛을 다 맛볼 수 있습니다.
예.
네, 닭고기가 끓는 동안
네.
면을 삶아냅시다. 닭고기 우동에서의 기본 재료인 그
재료. 야, 닭고기 우동의 재료는 우동, 닭고기, 다루는 것도. Yeah, I mean, they've really just sort of brought up their production values to a great extent, and like are going like a lot of their older stuff is much stiffer, and now there's a certain there's more personality to it. Like, you will occasionally, when there's like some sort of big news story, they will actually have these sort of pieces to camera where the presenters will be like, yeah, that was a hell of a time or something like that, you know, which they never used to do. I mean, as far as I know. But so, like, the reason I think this is good as comprehensible input is precisely because it continues to have this thing where, I mean, you're doing a thing, you're talking about a thing, and they're showing the thing. This one isn't necessarily the best for, like, you know, your absolute beginners because there's so much more chat going on. But on the, you know, the older ones are probably a little bit better for that. But you've still got the visual. They're talking about the udon, they're talking about the 국물, and they're showing you this stuff as that happens.
면을 선택하는 것이 아주 중요합니다.
예.
혹시 기자 동무도 면이 좋은가 나쁜가를 판단할 줄 아는지?
예, 제가 얼마 전에 그에 대한 취재를 했습니다.
예.
그 제가 취재 갔던 그 경흥 운하수 식료공장도.
Now we've cut to the udon factory apparently.
전 우동을 만들려면 전 밀가루를 써야 합니다. 그래서 밀가루 선별하는 방법을 제가 알려드리겠습니다. 그래서 밀가루를 이렇게 손으로 집었다가 넣습니다. 그래서 동이가 지지 말고 진짜 흩어지는 것이 전 밀가루라고 할 수 있습니다. 다음.
They're showing there's a mini game in this. Now they're talking about how to make udon. 밀가루의 질을 평가하는 방법. How to determine whether your flour is good quality.
이것을 햇빛에 비춰봅니다. 그래서 흰 색깔뿐이 아니라 둥그렇기리한 약간 색이 나면서 광택이 나야 전 밀가루라고 할 수 있습니다. 제일
I mean this right here is actually, I think, again, for your sort of, for learners, not bad. I mean, for absolute beginners, I think it would require, you know, somebody to provide some additional, like, explanation, because this moves outside of just explaining something that is right in front of you, and that's already more of an intermediate thing, almost. Because you have to have a certain amount of vocabulary to actually be able to do that without having something in front of you that's a visual cue to help clear it up. But here, we've got the steps for, like, determining whether you've got good flour here, and it's all written out. I'm going to be making pasta. Pasta is my thing. I'm a major cook of pasta.
한국적인 건 밀가루 맛이 좋아야 합니다. 냄새도 맡아보고 이렇게 맛을 보았을 때 밀가루 고유의 맛이 나면서 식감의 단맛이
Talking
느껴.
about cookery and stuff. Actually, that turned out to be a really good recipe, and it's on. That's I'm just gonna link the video of that. For anyone who's interested, the link there's a link in the description that explains, that gives you the recipe and stuff. But if you're looking for a very simple pizza crust recipe that is really good, everybody in my family loved this pizza.
느껴지는 잡맛과 잡냄새가 나지 않는 그런 밀가루를 써야지만이 저온 우동을 만들어낼 수 있습니다. 그래서 이것이 우동 제품입니다. 우동의 품질은 이렇게 볼 수 있습니다. 손으로 비벼보았을 때 고침지 없이 부드러워야 합니다. 다음 우동을 이렇게 구부려 봅니다. 구부려 보았을 때 꺾어지지 말아야지 저온 우동이라고 할 수 있습니다.
딱 꺾어질 것 같은데 꺾어지지 않습니다.
꺾어지지 말아야 됩니다.
그러나 좋은 면을 골랐다고 해서 우동 맛이 저절로 좋아지는 것은 아닙니다. 우동 만들기에서 가장 중요한 것은 이 삶기 공정이 아주 중요한데,
예, 그 우동을 잘 삶았다 삶지 못했다는 것은 그
예.
삶아낸 다음에 그 우동면에 그 탄력이 있어야 되고,
예, 옳습니다.
또 그러면 오래 놔둬도 서로 엉켜 들어가는 거.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll show you one of the older ones, which I think are actually probably better for your beginner, low, intermediates, just because they do not have so many X courses. Here we go. Here's an older style one. 해산물전골.
해산물 전골을 맛있게 만들자면 뭐니 해도 음식감들의 선택을 잘해야 됩니다. 해산물은
Oh, this is interesting. This guy is the head chef of the fourth floor restaurant at the Taesong supermarket in Pyongyang. Kim Sok. So, if for some reason you end up there and they end up on a tour in Pyongyang and end up at the Taesong supermarket upstairs restaurant, this is the guy who is in charge of making the food. Neat. I hadn't noticed that before.
선도가 좋은 것으로, 거기에 곁들이는 남새들은 신선한 것으로 하는 것이 아주 중요합니다.
Actually, this is not one of the older ones. This is another of the chatty ones. Let me find an older one so I can show you, because I think, again, much more suitable, I think, for your beginners. Just 3 years ago. This is more likely to be... Yeah, here we go. This is going to be more... I mean, the video quality is shite.
미역은 우리 인민들이 예로부터 논리를 이용해온 음식감들 중에 하나입니다. 미역과 어울리는 음식감으로는 두부, 돼지고기, 달걀, 조개 등을 둘 수 있습니다.
달걀?
이 시간에는 텔레비전 민족요리 경연식당에서 맛과 영양가에 있어서 잘 어울리는 섭조개와 미역으로 섭조개 미역국을 끓여보겠습니다. 두 명분의 음식감입니다. 생미역 200g, 살짝 익힌 섭조개.
So here we go. These are 음식감 2명분. Ingredients for 2 servings. 생미역, 섭조개, 기름
100g, 기름 10g, 소금 5g, 간장 10g을 준비합니다. 그럼 국을 끓여보겠습니다. 먼저 미역을 깨끗이 씻습니다. 마른 미역을 쓸 때에는 물에 불구어 가지고 찬물에서 여러 번 씻으면서 모래가 없도록 깨끗이 손질해야 합니다.
So, yeah. And there are lots of cookery channels on YouTube that do this well in all sorts of languages. That's one of my absolute favorites. Like how-to videos in general. If they're quality how-to videos, are great comprehensible input. I did a whole video on this a while ago. Because they're going to show you a thing that needs to be done, and as they're doing it, they're going to show it to you and they're going to talk about it. Yeah, I mean, tons of Arabic cookery videos that are good too. But I'm just noticing the time, and it is getting to be time to wrap everything up. Thanks for everyone who joined. This is the most people I've had in chat on this channel in a very long time. And so I really appreciate it, because the stream is better and the VOD is better if I got people to talk to. You know, I play off of the energy of chat. And when there isn't a whole lot of energy in chat, that does make it a little bit more complicated to make this an exciting and interesting stream and stuff like that. So having people here, it's great. Welcome to all the new people. Hyojong Pimentel. And thank you, River Rune, as well. And Brutvast as well. And everybody else, Joe K. It's lovely seeing you all. I will be back tomorrow. But I will be on Twitch. That's the link. You can follow me there and subscribe to me there and stuff if you want. I'll be back at the same time, 4:30 to 7 p.m. US Eastern Time. I'd love to see you there. And if you would like to support the stream and support all my other projects like the Inessa Armand translation project, I am always appreciative of supporters on my Patreon, which is here. I think? No. It isn't. And also, just you can make a direct one-off contribution there. Always very much appreciated. It helps me continue doing the things that I do. And so, yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks to everyone who's joined. I think we had a very nice stream, and yeah, as I said, it just always helps when there are people in there. Then it's a much more lively thing. You get someone, So, yeah, I guess I'll see you tomorrow. And now I'm going to go off and make dinner foods, having comprehensively made myself hungry.